We've been at Pennovation since the mid part of 2019. We've done some work with Netronics, which is on this campus. And then over time, it was a natural progression just to move into the space. And we did that, I believe, at the beginning of 2020. Yeah, we have a wonderful space at the end of the first floor footprint, and we look out over the Schuylkill and the University of Pennsylvania campus. But it's a great space because there's the ability to collaborate. We have wide open space. It's wonderful to bring our investors in, and we have space here for our internal meetings and also some assembly of our devices. So it works out very well. Everything is possible, and that you need to identify a problem that hasn't been solved, and you need to listen to your friends, but also believe in what you think is the next step. You will talk to people that will say this is not possible, but I think that every person that is developing a new product will hear that, and I hear that that's normal and expected. So I think that I have thought about other projects in the past, and I think what I've learned from this one is that you really just need to believe in your vision and be prepared to move ahead, allow others to help you, but also know that what you're making is valuable and that you just need to move forward. I have seen so much progress with medicine over the past 2 years. I am a physician, and I have been frankly surprised that we've made as much progress with regard to addressing the pandemic in such a short time. But I do know that some very fundamental problems exist. I think that within senior living, there's a lot of ongoing issues with urinary incontinence, lack of recognition of this as a problem in nursing homes. When I walk into a nursing home and I see the elderly sitting in wet briefs or diapers and not having any technology to help them, immediately I become passionate and realize that we do have a solution. And it's inspiring to walk in and know that we can help these people. I am a urologist. I'm a pediatric urologist, and we have a lot of knowledge regarding urinary incontinence. And I have technical interest, technical background. And as I started to speak with my friends and collaborators, particularly Vasilios Nassis, who's at Netronic Ventures, he and I had discussed the concept of using Internet of Things as a way to move forward. And so really, I think that technology had developed such that we could put pieces together. We could have a sensor that could recognize urinary incontinence, and then we had technology to communicate that from healthcare environments such as a nursing home or medical home, and then move it to the cloud. So I think that the pieces are here right now, and I think that I had the interest in incontinence, the understanding that this was a problem, the ability to talk to colleagues and collaborators who also shared my passion, and really being able to connect the problem with people that could solve it. I think that that's really what I was able to bring to this. I have a background at the University of Pennsylvania. I did my fellowship at Children's Hospital Philadelphia. So I have a strong, warm feeling toward Penn. I think that that the ability to work and collaborate with others, I think that having Netronics nearby has helped us. The ability to walk out of our office and walk over to another office to discuss development issues is important. I love being at Pennovation because it's a great space, being able to bring investors here and people that are interested in moving us forward is wonderful. I think there's some business advantages to being here. I think that people know that we're a serious startup, that this is not someone's idea in some garage, but that we are well-funded and have a lot of resources. I think it's beneficial.
But overall, it's a great space with great people, and I think it helps any company that's interested in moving forward to be here.
I think the company is going to follow in some ways the pattern of the delivery of care in senior living. I think there's been a move, a recognition that particularly with some of the critical issues of the pandemic, that senior living has to be done a little bit differently. I think that monitoring is important. I think it hasn't been done, and we're going to see recognition within the marketplace of this problem. There's been a movement out of the nursing home into home care, and this is because people recognize that there's more than one way of delivering quality care. And I think that nursing homes have been very challenged by the pandemic. I think that we're well positioned to allow that trend to be supported. Our device doesn't rely on any sort of wireless network. We're an IoT or Internet of Things device. What that means is you can take our DriQ device, plug it in, and it will connect directly over cellular networks. It'll connect in the US, it'll connect overseas. We have devices in Singapore. We've used our devices in Europe, and it's really a plug-and-play solution. So I think having our technology built in that allows home care companies to use our device, residential assisted living facilities to use our device, I think is a big advantage for us. And I think, again, we see lots of benefits to changes in senior living, and we're there to support those changes, but also to certainly help nursing homes improve their quality and be there to support that as well. A typical day is variable. Today, I have lots of responsibilities. I'm very involved in the world of urology. I'm actually also involved in the American Academy of Pediatrics, so I typically have some work to do with them. I have some general urology work. I have calls. Right now we're in production with our device. I've had calls this morning with the folks that are manufacturing the shell, the plastic shell that our hardware is housed within. They're based in Louisiana. I've met with our Netronics partner to discuss chip shipments, chip availability, and right now it's just after lunch, and I've had those conversations. And I would say that there's no one single day that is representative. Next week, I'm traveling to Phoenix, Arizona to meet with 9 small nursing home groups to look at our device. I have a call later on today to talk to a potential investor. So it's a good mix. It keeps things interesting, and keeps me on my toes. Passionate, not willing to just say that's just the way it is. Not afraid to move forward, persistent, somebody who digs in and tries to understand how to move forward. I think that when you're in a startup, you have to wear many hats. And if you said, what jobs as the CEO have you, what hats have you worn, what jobs have you done? First and foremost, you need to be a cheerleader for the cause. You have to get other people excited. Things aren't created with one person. You need a team behind you, and we have a great team as part of DriQ. You need to have the ability to generate interest among investors. You have to potentially be prepared to put some of your own money in, depending on circumstances. You have to be prepared to either hire experts with R&D or be part of that directly, or perhaps a hybrid model, which I think is true for us. We had expertise in urology, healthcare, but we also relied on our expert partners to help develop the IoT platform. be able to take a problem that seems so simple, which would be to notify people that a person in a nursing home needs to be changed, dig into it, realize that it's very complicated and difficult, and that's one of the reasons why it has not been done successfully, and really develop a different way of solving the problem. We've solved the problem because we have thrown out the idea that you need to place a sensor inside the device or inside the diaper. If you place a sensor inside a diaper, it's going to get wet, you're going to have problems with powering it, you're going to have all sorts of unreliable information. We've taken, I think, a very different and really positive and revolutionary course by imagining a diaper where the sensor is on the outside, it doesn't become soiled, it's reusable, it's potentially disposable, and imagine it also in a way that it would be simple to use. You can take our device, plug it in anywhere in the world and have it work, and be able to do that as a small startup with a small number of dedicated people, and to move to the point that we have, I think, is an accomplishment that I believed I would reach, but I'm very proud that we have reached it. I actually have an interest in sports car racing. And was the DriQ moving forward, I have put that on hold because it's required so much of my time. But I think that my interest in sports car racing has allowed me to understand engineering principles and problems, and about encountering challenges and being able to move forward. But I've been involved with that for 20 plus years in various types of sports cars. My favorite Philadelphia restaurant is Veg. And I think that, like DriQ, they try to do things in a different way, and they are not afraid to break out in a direction that they believe in, and that brings social benefit to everybody. The favorite book that I have read recently is Why Buddhism is True. And this is a book that, if you haven't read, it really talks about why we do certain things, why we're motivated to do certain things. And I think that a lot of people don't stop and think about some of the motivations in their own life. And I think whether you are religious or not, or whether you believe in Buddhism, or you're Christian, or you're agnostic, I think it's a very intriguing book, and I would recommend it. A claymation project called, I believe, Houses, that's available on streaming, and it's a claymation production looking at one Georgian house in England from the 18th century to now, and to the future. And it's really almost a dream piece. It's very interesting, and I would recommend people check this out. You might like it.